Squid slots is rough. It's a rough life. Who's glad as fuck for it to be Friday? Me. I like Fridays. I shouldn't have readied up. I've got time. Thank goodness for fast forward. Readied up when I weren't ready? Thankfully that worked out. Ow. And that's it. Boom. Race will actually begin. Who'd have thought? Good luck. Have fun. 3, 2, 1. Don't press B. They left their window open. Oh. Uh, 4056. Beat Gala. Somehow. Who knows? Maybe Samus wasn't as thorough as she thought when she was on the Metroid Homeworld. And they can't just be on just that one planet. Come on now. Hit. Hit. Baby jumps. Scared of pits. Oh, I don't think the baby Metroid grew up, per se. I think Mother Brain just shot it with a whole bunch of lasers and made it get big and angry. That's what it did in the Nintendo Power Super Metroid comic, which I assume is 100% canon. I think it's more blew up than grew up, but yeah. There we go. I knew one of us was going to mention that. Those were good movies back in the day, when I was a kid. I don't know if they would still hold up. But Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is definitely where I get my appreciation for the small characters in the overgrown environment. Yeah, Rick Moranis is really good. I still think the reveal of Rick Moranis being Dark Helmet in Spaceballs is one of the funniest things I've seen in movies. So here comes this intimidating figure with this giant helmet. Gets right up in the camera and he's doing the sinister breathing and everything. And all of a sudden the face mask just pops up and it's Rick Moranis. Can't breathe in this thing. He was so good in that movie. It was like the first time I'd ever seen him play a jerk character. I'd only ever seen him in like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Ghostbusters, so to see him as the villain was really funny. Yes. I've definitely seen Spaceballs more than I've seen any of the other Star Wars movies put together. Like, I own a DVD copy of Spaceballs. I think it's in one of those, like, multi-packs. It's either in a multi-pack with Robin Hood Men in Tights, or it's in that big combo pack that's got Super Troopers and Grandma's Boy. something else. Who knows? Oh. Yeah, I definitely have not seen all of the Star Wars movies. I've seen the original trilogy a bunch. I'm growing up with the old VHS tapes. And they were the VHS tapes that we got before George Lucas went in and started, like, re-editing scenes and all that. Because I'm pretty sure my copy of Star Wars had the Wolfman in the cantina. But again, I have seen Spaceballs more times and more frequently, and more recently, than any of the Star Wars movies. Nice. I might want to drop some health. Might like a health drop at some point. I mean, I've got enough, but just like a little bit more safety blanket. Well, let's see here. By episode number, what Star Wars movies have I seen? 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Boom. I did not see any of, like, the extended universe ones, like Solo or Rogue One. Rogue One might be a fun watch, though. And I must say, I'm more intrigued by the sequel trilogy now than I was at the time. So, don't know if I'm ever going to get around to watching them. Especially since there's still an MCU movie or two that I need to watch in its entirety in one shot. And not just fucking watch half of it while on break at work or whatever. One of those supers hit his chin. Bollocks. Open up. Big rude lizard? You see, exactly. That's That's why I have yet to sit down and watch Age of Ultron all in one shot. I played LEGO Avengers, I got the story. Fucked up, made a crazy AI that thinks he's Pinocchio. They made it better by making Robo-Jesus. That's good to hear. The Lego Ninjago movie, the video game, the experience. This is just a typical fun Lego game. Good to hear. Definitely gonna have to check it out. I mean, I'll be interested to play just about anything that LEGO puts out as long as it's free. I mean, I'll go back and find my old copy of Lego Builder that came in a box of Cheerios. Although I suppose technically you had to buy the box of Cheerios. Speaking of free games that come in boxes of cereal, I still need to check out Chex Quest HD. The real thing I'm wondering for Chex Quest HD is if it has multiplayer story missions. Like if I could do just the regular story mode, but with multiplayer. Because that would be fucking awesome. Get up. Ow. 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 The thing with most LEGO games, and I'd say this is true for all the ones I've played, they are at the very least a solid 7 out of 10 every time. Just because the physics engine, the game mechanics, the actual control and feel of LEGO games is... like, they've got it down to a really good formula. And it's just about, you know, acquiring different licenses to make LEGO forms of. And seeing what we can make into something of a lighthearted family adventure with these cute little yellow plastic people. See, family adventures are important. Hey guys! Nice. Nice. I can't get up here. Okay. Let's go get some ice cream beam. Got him. Ice beans. Oh, very red ice beam. Blood sickles. I love that those emotes are still around. The flaming snowman head is just perfect. See, this is fine. It perfectly sums it up, too. Boom. Nice. Get me out of this room. It's a terrible, terrible room. Just covered in blood, and it's just standing there freaking out. Just like, ew. Yo, best crabs, tip your waiter. Quickly approaching. the intrigue of the run. Let's go. Yeah, Phantoon can be a jerk. This is true. He has big spooky red fireballs now. Of course. That hit a flame that was nowhere near where the end of my gun actually was. Gonna be. That's way too late. I need to just hit him. Fucking shit. Hit him with one. Oh, the shit needs to go away. Thank you. It's still too early. I got him with two. But we need to abandon that. We need to just shoot him with full strength beams. He's only got like 1 or 2 rounds of health left. But we need to hurry up. Alright. This is a nice shade of sea green. Very ghostly. Yeah, well, this room in particular, I don't really need to do. But since I fight Dragon the way I fight Dragon, I do need to pick up an extra super missile pack. But like that regular missile pack that's down there off to the left, nah, don't need that. Those boring regular missiles out of my arm cannon. Oh nice, I hit both of them. Yes. I believe that is what I'm saying. I missed the second atomic. I got it, but I missed the second atomic. But I didn't get sparked. Yeah, having to stop your progress in one direction to go all the way down to Norfair to pick up the grapple beam. It's one of the reasons why, as a kid, I definitely ran out of steam trying to play this game. Like, oh, but I want to go do this, and I want to go do this, but now I have to go over here and go all the way down to the ass end of Norfair. Gravity shoot. Much more blue than I'm normally. It's a very big difference compared to, like, pink and purple that you normally see on Grav. Oh my god, I don't know how I didn't pick up that missile pack. I'll have to check a highlight, do some frame-by-frame analysis. Might need a whiteboard plug-in. I can draw circles around stuff with arrows. Oops. That's not far off. It's kind of what it is. What was Various suit? The flaming snowman head? I did not get it. Boink. Pardon me, friend Crab. Thank you for your generous contribution to the cause. I pick that up. If you use the curse flame, couldn't you just use the purple curse flame for gravity suit? You don't say. That's a good one. Fucking eat super missiles and die, you big dumb snake. The Dorito suit, I'm kind of partial to. We're all proud of you. Ooh, crouched way too soon. Oh no. Wait. Tentacle beam. I'm pretty sure that's a weapon in Starbound. Gotta admit, there's some of these random palettes that I get in Super Metroid here that definitely does make me think of Starbound. That was a shitty opening. Aw, yeah. One of the songs that makes me think I should probably own Sonic Colors. That, and I don't think I ever heard anything bad about Sonic Colors. Oh god. Still need to get a soundbite from Mystical Ninja in 64. of the Plasma Man saying his signature line of Plasma! Like, I can't believe no one has isolated that to the best of my ability to look on Google once or twice. Like, I thought for sure it would be, like, in the sounds section of Spriter's resource. No. And I really don't want to have to make my own recording of it. If I had, like, some kind of neat plug-in or knowledge of such, so that I could, like, so that, like, anytime someone would put !plasma into the chat, a little video clip of Plasma Man from Mystical Ninja would play, and he'd do his thing, and he'd fuck back off. There's a lot of steps to go through in order to get there. And I'm far too uninclined. Uninclined and non-motivated. You can edit video clips using Microsoft Photos? Really? Seems weird. I found out recently that Windows Movie Maker can only handle projects of a certain size before it just starts freaking out. Yeah, I'm pretty reclined right now. Still technically in a sitting up position, though. Love it when my shots don't open doors. What is this spooky booby soundtrack? It's going to be going for 7 more minutes? Oh boy. Well, that's nice and convenient. Gotta love it when stuff works out like that. Like, oh, why don't I just use this? Oh wow, this is so much easier. One more try. There we go. Fuck you, Samus? Just all of her momentum died. And then she stopped being a ball. I'm actually really glad I don't need to do a whole lot of video editing, even for hobby stuff anymore. Windows Movie Maker used to be able to do some okay work for me. Now it's, I don't know anymore. I feel like it's not quite doing what I want it to do. Like, if I ever decided to make another anime music video at some point, I'd probably have to grow up and actually use a real video editing program. Attack, it's morphin' time! all you really need for AMVs is just you need to be able to trim the clips, obviously, be able to arrange them however you want, mute their audio, and lay down a music track on top of it. Back when I was doing that shit in the early 2000s, Windows Movie Maker had a much different layout. Where, like, you had your preview window, obviously. And then you had the big other half of the screen, which was for the clips that you had loaded in. And then on the bottom was a timeline. And the timeline was where you would arrange everything. Unless I am completely blind and stupid, they don't have that timeline anymore. It's just all being done with the clips themselves. Could be wrong. I think I got this. Okay, go. Got that. Always good to see. Good jump. Kip finished in first with a 44.06. GG. And we're here. Two. 4, 5. 7, 8, 18, 18, 19, and 20. Pick me up. He's not dead. He's only playing it on TV. You keep bopping me with that tail of yours, asshole. I'm gonna blow you up extra good. Good job, Samus. Let's try that shit again. Man, you assholes. Boom. Saw that Gala finished in second with a 45-minute even time. I think I saw Sweetnum take third. Yeah. Maybe 46-35. I need to know more about the game that this music is from. There is some Game Boy or Game Boy Color Bomberman game that I don't believe is just your typical Bomberman game. It's either Pocket Bomberman or Bomberman Quest or something like that. I am definitely a fan of Bomberman as a character. I think Bomberman 64 is what really sealed the deal for me back in the day. I mean, you know, I did grow up with Super Bomberman 1 on the Super Nintendo. So, I was definitely familiar with that game. And the second one always looked interesting. Now that I use that one for CPU matches, hard to imagine. But I definitely need to play more Bomberman games. I think I got a couple on the... I was at least looking for some on the TurboGrafx. TurboGrafx 16. Because there's at least like 3 or 4 that are on that system. It's just like Bomberman 92, 93, and 94. But I like the concept of putting the year of the game on it. This is the Bomberman for 1993. This is the Bomberman for 1994. It's a little bit different than just numbering them 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh man, I wonder if I'm the only one that remembers the really cheap, free-to-play Bomberman ripoff that the people that made MapleStory made. It was all about water balloons. I hope I'm the only person that remembers that game. Multiplayer only version for PS3 that had 16-person mode. I think I've played that a time or two. I definitely remember seeing it. Like watching someone play it. I'm not sure if I got to myself. Is he a camel? Bomber camel. Wait, no, that's... not where we look at. Yeah, that's a pretty good typo. Bomberman game with double jumps. I'm definitely gonna have to check this out. I'm definitely gonna need to get some fucking super missiles. Holy shit. This is not good. Oh, and that Rinka hit me away from that other one. I'm gonna have to play this super careful now. Like, I don't have any super missiles to give. Like, I've got to do this with missiles. We'll just wait. Yeah, not enjoying this. Okay. I think... I'm good. But I cannot get sniped. Okay, second try. Okay, I had one super to spare. Time for being careful is over. Now I just need to be aware. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15. Okay. I thought I might have been one behind in my count. And we canceled out the wiggle. Yo, big race PB. Like 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Congrats to that guy who has a name that I can't pronounce. Alright, so let's get my dot time. Like, I can make do with what I'm given. But that looks like a different language. The baby. $57.54. Oh god, this is not gonna cut the one. I'm gonna live, but it's not gonna cut the one. Because it's not just a clean 2 minutes from my dot time to the end of the game. It's like 2 minutes and 15 to 20 seconds. So that means I'm probably going to go save the animals. It'll make Ponk happy. I didn't turn Screw Attack back on. Yeah, well that's easy for you to say. Thank you, Space Jump. You know, the act of stabbing me in the back wasn't enough. You had to twist the blade and then, like, contort my body to make sure that I fell on the ground onto my back, further impaling me with this knife that you have put in my back in a very twisted fashion. Have we thoroughly conveyed? I'm doing it. Cover your eyes if you're an actual speedrunner. Yeah, you can blame bad Metroid drops. I was just not getting a damn thing. One hour and 43 seconds. Somehow not last place. No, you kill him with the Hyper Beam when you just open up the door and you just shoot in there a whole bunch, but you don't actually go in. Too graphic for Nintendo. Oh, man. Time to think about an intermission. Just lay a power bomb and leave. Peace out, losers. 42. See, if I didn't have social anxiety, I'd just go onto a certain Discord channel and I'd very politely ask if there are any people that have ever dreamed about playing a certain video game, but I was here to make their dreams come true. But if I phrase it like that, I'd probably get kicked out for being creepy. So, gotta think about that. Some good dreams to have. Unfortunately. I mean, like, what would possibly be the worst outcome? I mean, like, all of a sudden asking a random question like that. The worst thing that would happen would be someone to be like, no one wants to play video games with you. You're a nerd, go away. It's more like the hypothetical. Like, if I were to inquire about getting people to join in on a game of stupid fun, would this be the place to do it, or is there like another channel? But I overthink things, but I don't overthink Fear Force. Yeah, it's almost like one of those things where I almost feel like I should know. But at the same time, when I go to these channels, I don't see anybody else talking about doing stuff like that. So, who knows? Anyways, see you next mission. Alright. Incoming explosion. There we go. Dude, I don't know. Why is that so loud? Well, it's probably because I have Rainwave really quiet. And I don't know that there's a volume slider on the sounds for IRC. Yeah, no. There's just play the sound. Alright. I have a feeling if I think too long about what to do for an intermission, I'm gonna end up just sitting around listening to chiptunes for a half hour, which is fine. If I'm implying that I'm gonna be doing something for the intermission, then I should probably, I don't know, do something for the intermission. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick restroom break. Maybe a quick, grab some food break as well. We'll see. I'll be back in a little bit though. Alright, I am back. A mouse. Let's see if I missed any good squids. There's a couple in there. That last one's nice. Still hold true to an old adage that I've known since I was a kid, and that's full houses are easy to get. Anyways. It's out of that. Let's open OBS. Where do no layout is this? This layout. Oh, I hope I don't. Oh, I am gonna need a different chat, I think. Well, this is gonna be a hot mess as soon as I open it up, either way, so. Let's just go ahead and get the game opened up. Gonna go back to a bit of an old favorite. Haven't played the desktop version in a little while. Oh yeah. Oh, I am gonna need a different chat layout. Two no pipes? Or one no pipes? One no pipes looks like it works. Dude, out of everything about this layout, I am most proud of the Poppy Bros Special Edition Yu-Gi-Oh card. Dude, it has been so fucking long since I've played the desktop version of Duel Links. I play the mobile version of this game just about every day. You know, like as I'm going to bed. But yeah, it's been a long time for this version. Gonna be some updates. There's gonna be a lot of this game fucking chitter-chattering at me. I don't know what kind of spell card that is. I don't fucking use that one. Yes, I got the returning user bonus! It's all gems and all free rare cards. Ugh. Now I've got motivation to come back. Giving away an alternative art, Neo, Swing Karibo, skill ticket, and 1,000 gems. For all that shit? Oh my god, dude, they're giving me so much free stuff. And then the pick a card campaign. What are we even doing? Ride for today. Oh, here we go. New main box. Oh, mini box. Oh, Flames of the Heart. I don't care. I'd have to actually spend real-world money in order to get some of the cards that I really want, or else I have to get lucky. And even then, it's not gonna change the deck that I usually use in this game that much. Shut up, Kaiba. Oh, Kaiba, I said shut up. Alright, Karibo gave me an R ticket. If this was mobile, it'd keep going with bullshit for like another 2 or 3 solid minutes. Okay, let's just receive everything. Come on, Wing Karibo. Oh, I need to spend some money before I can get some money. Imagine that. Sure. Elemental Hero Neos Alias. He's a nice one to have. More heat and lady heat. Another of the alternate art for polymerization. What? No. Why would I do that? Alright, now give me my money. I'm almost at maximum money. Skill ticket. Who doesn't have balance? I need balance on any character that I decide to use. It's the best skill. The Bandit Keith. Alright, ultra rares. Let's sort this by name. What are we even looking at? Blue Eyes. Everybody knows Blue Eyes. And Dark Magician. Rainbow Dark Dragon, Red Rising Dragon. Okay, so they don't really look like they've got anything to support what I'm actively doing. At least what I hope I'm actively doing. I forget in this game. I know what I'm doing in the mobile game. What do I waste this on? Another evil Dark Magician? Another Dark Magician girl? Let's... No good spells or traps here, holy shit. Yeah, let's just take a fusion monster. Yeah, I don't blame anybody for not really following what's going on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like, this version of Yu-Gi-Oh! is relatively easy to get into, but trying to learn the game through some of the other video games can be a bit tricky. And I don't even mean like the old ones that don't make sense anymore. It's like the Game Boy Advance game, like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy. It was one of the first games I tried to play in order to learn this. Then there's like the free-to-play, like, actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Online or whatever that people play and take super seriously. Biggest thing about this is it's instead of having 5 zones for monsters and spells and traps, you only have 3. I'll just take this boy. Always use another normal monster. Now a prismatic UR card. I think I'm gonna have a couple better options. Already see Amazon's Paladin, I don't think she was around last time. No, put him up there for right now. Where's R? Oh, there's embodiment of a... Oh, let's get another one of those. Have it be super shiny. How do I spell? Oh, do I not get to see my ratio? Doesn't show me, like... how many prismatic, how many... normal, how many foil finish. Well, whatever. Now what was rare value? Why do the crystal beasts have such weird rules to them? I would actually like to use the crystal beasts, but I'm not sure if that would be a good idea. Probably not. Anyways, I'm gonna take that dragon that I picked earlier. Alright, who am I and what cards am I actually using? Oh good, I've got the Red Eyes deck. Okay. So it's Red Eyes, Fusion for Meteor B-Dragon. Okay. I've almost wasted enough time. I just need to waste a bit more. Achieve 20 wins with 3 or less cards left in your deck. Yeah, that's the reason why I kinda stopped. There's some of these. Alright. Let's duel an NPC. What contract? Oh god, they've all got contracted the Abyss. I don't know if I want to go up against that build. Gemini Monsters 3, sure, why not? No one knows what I'm talking about anyways. Yo, what's up, Firebat? Good morning to you as well. Alright. So we're gonna put down Cards of the Red Stone. Take one of the Red Eyes monsters from my hand, send it to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. Send another dragon to the graveyard. And unfortunately, putting down Wall of Disruption as a defensive move is really all I can do right now. Because that draw 2 cards didn't really give me what I needed. So we're gonna use it. Cut his attack value. at least bring this thing out. And that's what happens. That's fine, because now that Red Eye's Wyvern is in my graveyard. I'll take a punch. Oh no, all is lost. Except activate his effect. And bring out my Red Eye's Tomb Dragon. Oh no, all hope is lost. It might actually be this time. Yeah, it is. 'Cause I can't use the same spell card. This like particular one twice in a row. So I can set it. But unfortunately, this is what happens with this deck build every once in a while. Just don't get the spell cards that you need sometimes. Uh-oh. And there's this. Oh, and there's this. If I duel the tiny child. They're all using Contract with the Abyss. Fuck. Can I not yet contracted the Abyss? Okay. Red Eye's Insight is the spell card that eluded me all last duel. But now that we've got it, I'm going to take full advantage. Send Archfiend of Lightning to the graveyard. Give me Red Eye's Fusion. Set down Dragon Shield, and use Red Eye's Fusion. MBD, and let's go digging around in my deck. Both cards needed for the fusion. And I've got a pretty good setup here on turn 1. This is the way this is supposed to happen, like every time. Oh. Big boy Zera. This, flip summon, battle phase, beat that ass. Give her the double. She's locked into defense now. Those guys, summon the big boy. And with the fury of 1,000 suns, we crush the hopes and dreams of a small card-playing child. That's me entering the race channel. Howdy. I'm going so fast! Obtained a thing, you get a multiplier. I need stronger monsters. Zara the Mant is a pretty strong monster. Using them at the right time. Alright. Where do I have the most gate keys? Probably on her. So the reason I'm going against an intentionally weak opponent right here is I'm going to try to get another one of those duels that I have the quest for. Which I need to win a duel with 3 or less cards in my deck. Thankfully, I'm going to be able to shut her down instantly. Activate that. Give me my dragon. And the idea is you want to get these ridiculously strong monsters out onto the field as quickly as you can. So your opponent doesn't have time to really react. All they can do is just try to set up a defense for it. And the Red Eyes deck is great, because it's based off of throwing all your cards into the graveyard. And then with Red Eyes Spirit, you can bring them out of the graveyard. But we don't need to do that here. I just need to destroy my deck. Let's bring out Toon Dragon again. And the Zombie Dragon. Everybody loves a Zombie Dragon. Oh yeah, and I did that on a turn other than mine. I did all that on my opponent's turn, so... Oh, I don't have a level 7 Red Eyes monster in my hand. They're all out on the field. Yeah, level 1 opponents don't use a defense position. They just summon weak monsters and have them stand there and look pretty. Attack a bit more. Go ahead and bring out my boy. Red Eyes, Archfiend of Lightning. This guy does some cool stuff. Okay, I've got 6 cards left in my deck, so I'm almost there. We're going to normal summon him, as he's already out on the field, which allows him to do that. Basically, just clear the opponent's field. As long as their defense is lower than his attack. I can't use that. 5 cards left in the deck. We're in as good a position as we possibly can be right now. Wall of Disruption we don't even need to use. Alright, now we're on 3 cards left in the deck. I am going to skip another turn so that we have 2. And then we simply activate his effect, go into battle. Let's beat the crap out of our opponent. All right. Let's go ahead and bring Poppy back up. Back over to the race. Just X out of the window. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is a free game, unless you decide to pay actual money for some of the cards. Even then, it's more of a loot box kind of thing. You're not guaranteed to get the card that you want. Like, you might be guaranteed to get a card of a certain level of rarity, but there's no way to guarantee it. Thankfully, you can use those in-game gems to purchase almost every card. And it's really easy to get up to maximum money. You just have to find a good deck and not switch off of it. The sad thing is, every time I try to go on some kind of campaign in the PvP mode, I always end up running into people that are using my same deck build that do it better. Alright. Let's pull out the hat. Let's draw an egg. Decision! Go with decision 2. Real quick, I actually want to see if I can find that website that has the Phoenix Wright sprites. This is it. It's courtrecords.net. Court-records.net. All right. Now, I said I was gonna do this. Hold on, what is this? Oh. Well, I can totally just replace that. Boom. Need to put her somewhere where make it a bit bigger so you can see this. This just fish face that she has. I don't know where I should put it, but there we go. Let's put it right there. No one's got a problem with that, right? So instead of watching me play Super Metroid, you get to look at Fish Face. Oh god, my suit. What the hell? Let's just cancel out of that. There's some good ones here. Can't scroll around too much on this website though. Else I will run into potential spoilers. Or spoilers for a game that I've seen people play like a while ago. There's some good ones here. A lot of very angry Phoenix Wright. Two Shy Guys mirrored shaking booties. Yeah, I can't do that in OBS. At least with the version I've got. I don't know if there's a new version that gives you more control over your sources. But that was the reason why I used XSplit for so long. I had that one layout. There was the broken down TV kind of off at an angle. And you could get just right. Like angle the source just right to make it actually look like it was part of that. Well, I'll worry about that later. Demo reel, go. Okay. I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna have to make a whole bunch of new seeds. I'm gonna have to figure out what color group yellow is in for all these different versions of the sprite. Alright, requests into Rainwave. What do we got coming up? Close that out. That one. That, we got some Contra music. Batman NES. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. Trip World. Buki Quantum Fighter. Mother 1. Penguin Adventure. Gremlins 2. Donkey Kong Country Remix. Sam & Max. Power Blade 2. Blood Rain Betrayal. It's a pretty good request line. And yeah, this song. Levels 1 through 10 from Dragon Crystal. I've never played Dragon Crystal, but I like the music. It's like Super High Glide. I've only played it because you spawn into a town that has really nice music. And I just stayed there until my character starved to death. True story. See, that gravity suit's much better anyways. Okay, I did join already. Good. And going out with good music is the important part. People are readying up fucking early. Like it. So at least for a little while, I've been kind of beating around the bush for what I was going to be playing after I get done with Pokemon Black 2. Whenever I decide to get back to that. And I've even thought that it might be a good game to play for the intermission. It's because from my memory of watching someone else play it, it has pretty generous save locations. And that is a game called Raw Danger. Part of a great series of games that center around trying to survive ridiculous natural disasters. There's a new game in the series. It just came out on Steam a little while ago. This is a PS2 iteration of the franchise from 04? 04 to 06, it says. Yeah, the copyright. But it's a different kind of game, where its majority of it is focused on trying to survive, in this case, a massive flood in a city that is underground. And from what I remember of the fairly generous save locations, fact that the game touts having 6 different playable characters with different storylines of them amidst this disaster could be something I could fall back on for the intermission. Could maybe get the TV layout back out. Except instead of using it to watch cartoons or puppet shows, watching harrowing tales of survival played out by me. But technically speaking, Raw Danger is a game that you could sit down and complete in one sitting. It's not like a super long game. So I had a plan for after that. I wanted to do some kind of tournament thing. Or even if it was just... even if I drew it out and stretched it, I'd still like to narrow down this little selection of PS2 games that I've pulled aside. Figure out which one I'd be playing after Raw Danger. If I decide to do Raw Danger as like a standalone thing and not as the intermission game. These are the things I'm thinking about as I'm waiting to get my cards dealt to me in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links as I'm in bed. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick break, use the restroom, and I'll be back in just a little bit. All right. Let's get ready to get ready. Yeah. At least I didn't ready up prematurely. I can reset as soon as I get to that shot of the space colony. If I'm not mistaken. There you go, everybody. Have some of that. Good luck, has funds. You are all required to have more than one fun. Have multiple fun. Apathy, Doc. Yo, Crocomeyer. Getting in there. Lot good, fun have? Always said, like the big races. Also like the small races. Oh, it's fine then. Oh, should we start doing the .pb thing? It's not you, buddy. Yep, here we go. I'm glad that's so easy to do. It's only gotta be just a couple people that do it to begin with, and then boom, everybody else. One day. Clack. Yo, here we go. Good luck. Have luck. Good fun. Have fun. 3, 2, 1, go. He's poking out a little bit, that's fine. Nice. $43.47. Alright, everybody, we'll be back next week with more series. Luck, have fun, everybody, with the rest of Super Metroid. So if I'm remembering right, this is just the way that the Super Metroid Decision sprite just normally looks. Didn't change the palette on the Samus at all. It's changed everything else. I've definitely shown on stream what's up with the color slider on the Very Rando site. But it's definitely a thing. What would be really, really nice is if they could manage some kind of like real-time sprite preview. Based off of what part of the color slider you selected. And show you like maybe potential palettes. I am saying this as someone that has absolutely zero fucking clue how to actually do something like that. So that's the thing, I've always had ideas, but I just don't know how to execute them properly. With some things, especially like video game related. Like, oh sure, I'd love to do this, that, and the fucking other thing. Like, how? And then I get stonewalled in the act of trying to learn. It's like, well, it's obvious that I need to do some manner of reading before I even do this level of reading. start at the basics. What is a computer? How does computer? How is computer Babby formed? These are all, like, super important questions that they don't cover in any of the books that I've already got. I think I need to just stick to stuff that would be more my level of comfort zone. Unfortunately, that comfort zone is like fucking Minecraft adventure maps. Not that there's anything wrong with Minecraft adventure maps, there are some good ones out there, it's just, kind of a dying art. Especially since a bunch of map makers had the nerve to open up Patreons and actually, like, get paid for their hard work. How dare they want some kind of compensation for their artistic endeavors? The heathens. All works of art are to be submitted to the public domain for anybody and everybody to use absolutely free of charge for any intent they want. Oh yeah, you never get paid for doing you never get paid for hard work. You get paid for getting paid. Get paid for being the squeaky wheel. Make the most noise, do the least amount of work. Profit. It's ice cold profit. Right there, in your hands. You can hold it. I did something and I stopped being fast. You know what it is she went out to the space bar because she didn't think she was going to get pulled back into service again tonight. Surely one of the other sprites will get chosen tonight, and it won't be a double Samus sprite night. Cool story. So many bad things happen back there, all at the same time. That seems right. It also works for screw attack, which is... I missed. Hi, Clunk. It's me! Let's go! Nice. Oops, I see a song on Rainwave I want to vote for. I only have a minute to do it. Alright, we're in there. That's the song from Llama Lana, Mr. Explorer / Surface. I'm a big fan of Llama Lana's soundtrack. Llama Lana Classic. Yeah, I fucked up that first shot, but I hit all 4 of the supers, so that's a good feel. Yeah, I really like Llama Lana. I really want to play Llama Lana. But currently, the only version of it that I have that doesn't, like, graphically glitch out when I play it is the remake. And I don't want to play the remake. I want to play the original. Because I am a fan of that old MSX art style. Like, the magic they were able to work, graphically speaking, is some of the games that are actually on the MSX. You know, I had no idea that people were doing that level of graphical intensity. You know, just with computers. And I'm referencing stuff like in Penguin Adventure, which is kind of like Antarctic Adventure on the NES. I think it might be the prequel. Nice. But you play as just a little penguin that's on the bottom of the screen, facing away from you, and the screen, like, advances towards you. That whole, like, on-rails shooter kind of thing. But they're doing it, like, in the late 80s on these MSX computers. It still, like, graphically looks good. And it looks better than a bunch of indie games that I've seen that, for some odd reason, just, like, apparently they don't know people that can do art for them. Or sometimes games intentionally look bad. Yeah, like the big ones are Antarctic Adventure and probably Nightmare 2, Maze of Gallius. But a lot of what ended up coming out on those systems is largely just like visual novels. Like anime stories as a video game. The only part of it that's a game is the fact that you have to push a button to advance text. And you might have to make some kind of decisions in the game. Or wait, no, that's... I think they also did that with the MSX, but think I'm thinking of the PC-98 for the VNs. It's another Japan-exclusive computer console that, you know, I know next to nothing about. Who'd have ever foreseen that I would get those two confused? See, I get the feeling, though, with Lama Lana, it's a lot like Dark Souls. Where, like, I could be familiar with the game, I could have a lot of experience watching other people play it, and even have played it a little bit myself. But I'm never gonna be good at it. It's one of those things where, like, if I could get a working version of Classic, I would really be tempted to learn the speedrun. Because it's a game a lot like Super Metroid. Part of me just thinks there's no way this is a single segment game. But of course, it can be. I just don't know how I feel about like a 2 to 3 hour long action speedrun. 2 to 3 hours is fine for like an RPG speedrun. See like my Chrono Trigger, 8 Magic Tabs, or my old Final Fantasy Mystic Quest speedruns. Something I keep thinking about, but one day I really do need to do another speedrun or two of Mystic Quest. You know what would really help? Is if there were a group of other people that actually wanted to have races on a regular basis, and at a regular time. Assemble them. I mean, it would probably be just as easy as, like... What would it be as easy as? Possibly even just going into the right Discord, into the right Twitch channels. And just saying, hey... Could just be as easy as, like, putting something in the SRL main channel. I don't know. I'm sure there's a Mystic Quest channel on SRL. I just don't know what the channel name is. I believe it's just like FFMQ or something. See, that's the other thing. There's all these, like, tournaments and shit that are going on. You know, I could just get into one of those. But that seems like a really big commitment. It's obviously something that, you know, if I were to take part in something like that, I'd definitely have to be following the right channels and be aware of updates and bulletins and blah blah blah. And once again, I'm counting on groups of internet video game nerds to be, like, proactive about stuff. So that trust can only be extended so far. Make my own and have them come to me. You see, that's what someone said to me about having a Twitch channel just to begin with. No. If you build it, they will come. It's something I've always wondered. On some of these nights when I'm just kind of watching YouTube videos and I don't really have anything better to do. It's like, you know, I should start up a DuckTales race on SRL and just see who shows up. You know, start up a race for something and just see who shows up. But I mean, we should... God damn it. While we're at it, we should also talk about, like, the level of anxiety that I faced. That I put myself through. The first time I actually opened the weekly race myself. I was like, oh, are people gonna know that it's, you know, the race? Or is there gonna be some way that they know that some guy that's not one of the regular people that does this did this? And it's ridiculous. It's all nonsense. It's just that bullshit mile-a-minute train of thought when you're trying to think of anything and everything that could happen. And you just get stuck in that loop. It's not good. Just get a bunch of terrible people together to race. Well, see, I don't want to, like, lie to people and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do a blind race of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Oh, surprise, except I do speedrun. That was really something when I did the handful of races for Mystic Quest that I did. I started thinking about, you know, everyone in this race is going to be better than me, and everyone in this race is better than me, and they've done this so many times, and blah blah blah, and I'm like, wait a minute! I don't go through this bullshit with Super Metroid, and it's the exact same scenario. I'm racing with a whole bunch of people that are better at this game than I am, and I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just saying, the thing I am using it as an excuse for, I'm using it as an excuse to play the game on a regular basis. It doesn't particularly matter to me that people are better at the game than I am. It's a surprise. They practice. The whole thought behind me learning this game was, how good can I get at this game without actually trying? Speaking of not trying, didn't have power bombs selected. Oh, we got him this time. This makes up for last round. Son of a bitch. He's very purple. His fireballs are very, very candy apple green. Not candy apple red. Alright, grim up, everybody. Time to attempt a Shine Spark. Oh man, the colors on these atomics, that green and purple. Good combo. What do we get for coughings? Ew. Just meatballs with holes. Vents. Someone tell the guy in IRC about dot time. Knucklehead? Nooklehead? Thank you, Apathy Duck. Hell yeah. Another game that has really good music. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Sunsoft that always included like an extra chip in their NES games that was specifically for like music and sounds. I think that's right. I think that was Sunsoft. I was too high for the hunter. I got sparked. I really thought Samus was positioned way too high there. But the fact that I only missed the hunter is better than I thought it would be. But I actually got the Shine Spark both times tonight. I just didn't have it aimed right. But see, that's usually the problem, is I don't get the spark. Fly up into the ceiling like a big twat. Have a tomato. Or a red Yoshi berry from Mario World. It's like the Iron Patriot suit, holy shit. Am I Norman Osborn or am I Rhodey? I think I'd rather be, well, I don't know. Rhodey's played by Don Cheadle. Norman Osborn was played by Willem Dafoe. Ugh. Too hard of a choice to make. Such a snap decision. I'll have to use tools to take things apart. Not like important, pertinent things. Don't worry, we're not doing surgery while speedrunning. Can you imagine? Oh my god, I actually did it right. Being so good at surgery and speedrunning that you can do them both at the same time. You just host a talk show while you're performing surgery on someone. Oh, dude, some of the underground favorites that I've found on YouTube. It's not like something I actively go after, but when I see it in my recommendations, I'll take a look. But it's when people from a certain profession try to play a video game that somehow simulates part of their profession. So yeah, like an actual surgeon playing Surgeon Simulator is kind of funny to me. The one in particular was, there were two former military bomb disposal technicians that were playing Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, I think is the right game, where one person has to defuse a really confusing bomb and the other person has the manual to tell you how to defuse the time bomb here. Yeah, Mike Tyson was not very good at his own video game. He just kept saying, "Beam, beam, beam," the whole time. He's like, "Man, I never even beat Glass Joe." I never, like, really knew much of anything about Punch-Out. To be quite honest. But after I decided to buy the game, I figured I need to at least be able to play up to a certain point. So, like, I learned how to do the fight with King Hippo. Because that is very much a gimmick fight. Super Punch-Out, on the other hand, once again, I can make my way through about 2 circuits in each Punch-Out game. But like, when you have to refight Don Flamenco in the first one, everything after that I'm just terrible at. And Super Punch-Out, once you get onto the 3rd circuit, I cannot consistently beat anybody. But like, the first half of those games, oh yeah. Is when I started messing around with the idea of making my own categories for quote-unquote speedruns. Because I hadn't done any, like, actual routing, I hadn't watched any videos, I just was like, I wonder how long this will take me. And then do it a whole bunch of times so I get some kind of an average. But, like, that's when I decided to try my hand at speedrunning Dr. Mario 1 through 10 on the NES. Levels 1 through 10. You know, like, what the full game is levels 1 through 20. Like, no, I just want to do 1 through 10. This is before I realized how many bad video games there are out there. A lot of good ones. But they are few and far between when compared to the bad ones. took us how many years before we actually got a good Ghostbusters game? I was not a fan of the... I think Activision made the first two Ghostbusters games that were on the NES. And unless I'm remembering completely wrong, the games looked like fucking Pitfall. And it's the same treatment they gave to A Boy and His Blob. They literally just replaced the main character sprite from the Japanese version with the fucking Pitfall guy. And then come to find out much later in life that Japan and Europe had new Ghostbusters 2 on the NES, while America didn't. It was so fucking confusing. Only thing I can think of is that it was a late, possibly a late era NES title. And it was off of a property that wasn't, like, hot anymore. Only thing I can think of. Spin jump, please. Oh yeah. Add my vote to that song coming up next. Just to guarantee that we get to hear one of my favorite songs on Rainlight. I don't remember if the game in question that I'm about to bring up is Knockout Kings 2002 or Knockout Kings 2003. It's one of those, but the GameCube version of that game had Super Punch-Out as like a bonus game that you could play. So I technically don't own Super Punch-Out for the Super Nintendo. I own it for the GameCube. And then of course there's the whole, you know, EA Sports fucking boxing game that's attached to it. Which I don't remember if they had gone to stick controls for the punching yet. Stick controls for boxing games, they actually made it work reasonably well. A lot better than the fucking Wii did. Sitting there flailing your fucking arms. Can't seem to hit the guy. Started shooting way too soon. Yeah, I'm usually the guy that will get a video game console like anywhere from 5 to 10 years after they stop making games for it. So, you know, like the most recent console that I purchased that wasn't just a duplicate console for travel reasons was a PS3. There's no real reason to get a Wii U. And I've already got a 3DS. Like, possibly getting a new 3DS so that I could play Super Nintendo games off the Virtual Console, like Super Metroid and Earthbound. That might be neat. I'd get a 3DS capture device and do the Super Metroid races off of the off the 3DS VC. I do still want to get an Xbox 360 for a handful of some of the exclusive games, which was my motivation for getting an original Xbox. Speaking of neon green lasers, holy shit, it is Xbox green too. But yeah, I think in my collection of Xbox games, nice color, and backloggery might prove me wrong here, but I don't think I've even got 5 multi-platform games on Xbox. I've got like 1 or 2. But almost my entire collection of Xbox games is just the exclusives. Because otherwise, for a lot of that stuff, I've already got the PS2 version. But there are some exceptions. There are some games that I own more than once. And I think maybe I got a couple of multi-plats because I needed to pad out my Xbox collection. I think I've got the SpongeBob movie game on Xbox, and I think I've got Battle for Bikini Bottom on Xbox. Not sure how pressing it is, but at some point I'd like to see if I can find a cheap copy of Lord of the Rings: The Third Age on GameCube. Specifically on GameCube. For a very, very strange reason. One of the rare GameCube games that comes on a 2-disc set, but that's not the reason. The reason is because this sounds so weird even as I'm thinking it. But in the PS2 version of Third Age, and I'm assuming the same is true with all versions of it except for the GameCube one, there's like 3 different variants of the battle victory theme. Like, it plays different songs. There's not just one victory theme. But on the GameCube version, there's only one victory theme. And I guess the other reason would be because that was the original version that I played. Because I held out on getting a PS2 for as long as humanly possible. Are you dead? Man, my count was way off. How many versions of FF7 do I have? I know I've got at least 2. I've got my original PC version that we bought back in like 97 or 98 that I actually did play on our Acer computer back in the day. It was cool. It had like a sticker that you could lay onto your, that you could put onto your keyboard that would like show you what the controls were for the game. But it ended up getting ripped off. And then we got a new keyboard that didn't have, you know, sticker junk all over it. So I've still got my old PC version of FF7 kicking around. Turns out my brother had that for a long time. Just like in some drawer or some entertainment center. But I've got it now. I don't think I have an actual PS1 copy of FF7. But the other version I have is the Steam version. And of course, the Steam version has that mode on it, where I don't know if it just like, if it like removes battles from the game, or if it removes like your characters taking damage, or I forget, because it's been a long time since I've done it. I think you still have to fight bosses. That might be it. Spin jump, please. What the fuck? Oddly enough, though, FF7 FF7's never really crossed my mind as a game that, man, I really need to get back to that and finish that game at some point. Maybe it's just me. I've got so many other games that I want to play. As far as like Final Fantasy games specifically are concerned, I definitely want to try Final Fantasy IX at some point. Always thought Final Fantasy IX had a real interesting and unique look to it. Sometimes you just want something like that from your Final Fantasy. Or I could get, like... Is there a non-mobile version of Final Fantasy ATB? That'd be fun to play that again. I think that might be the only mobile game that I've ever actually beaten. Like, all of a sudden the end credits started rolling, and I'm just like, wait, what? Yeah, I've got like 9 more supers than I did last race. So I think I'm good. Fuck, dude, I still need to get around to playing Lost Eden. The dinosaur politics adventure game. For our local hero, Zucky Wucky. In the name of Marcus Rex. Oh, nice. Always cool to see. Always cool to see a tie in these races. Like, I imagine in, like, real life foot races, it's probably not as interesting. But when you're talking about 2 different people playing a video game, and all the different variables that go into each different playthrough, or 2 people to get the same time, or to, you know, toot my own horn for 1 person to get the same time twice in 1 night. It's always interesting. Always interesting to see. Always kind of cool. I like the palette for these guys. That very lizard green. It's the little Wiggle brothers. And actually, if we're gonna talk about Final Fantasy games that I actually have told myself, man, I need to get back to that game and finish playing it at some point. The original Final Fantasy. It doesn't matter which version of it is that I get on and play, I need to get on it and play it. I actually had a cell phone. It was an old model, like, flip phone. And, like, this thing couldn't even connect to the internet. It could connect to, like, the E-internet. It's just like the half-ass internet. The, hey, we tried, but your phone really sucks internet. I screwed that up. But even that phone, like, it was graphically, the version of Final Fantasy was graphically based off of the WonderSwan Color version, which I think is what the PlayStation 1 and the Game Boy Advance remakes are all graphically based off of as well. And more of, like, a Super Nintendo look, as compared to just, like, the black screen NES look of the original. Because even without a walkthrough, I ended up getting, like, reasonably far, all by myself in the original Final Fantasy. I'd definitely like to play it all the way through to the end at some point in time. Okay. My count was 1 off, and she froze. So I was really nervous, and I was watching that arm. Make sure it didn't cock back. Let's get a dot time! She's all of my colors rolled into one. The dyslexia that was strong with me, I thought that said frame the kills. A lot of frame killing going on here, Spazer Crab. Oh, now you want to save them. Oh, but we get to frame the animals for saving the frames. Come on, Big Ugly. Now see, 5705 is a lot more palatable. 5750, whatever it was last time. I can still cut the one with this. Especially if I found the pixel. Keep their heads ringing. Nice. I don't know why I get that sometimes and I don't others. Especially on times when I do the exact same inputs. No, dude. No, dude. Why are you crouching? Get in the boat. 59-18. 10th place. Closing out the top 10. Oh, GG. We got top 10. Hashtag. Incoming explosion. God, that is such a good sound effect. Like, it's a good solid explosion, but it's also got like that mechanical powering down sound And once again, if anyone's curious, that's the sound of an arachnotron from Doom exploding. Not the Spider Mastermind. That's the boss version. It's the little ones that you see. Oh my god, you mean the greatest pinball game of all time? Unquestionably. This is coming from someone that kind of grew up with Epic Pinball as well. Dude, don't get me wrong, Epic Pinball was really fucking cool for its time. But Space Cadet Pinball, just that pinball game that is just on Windows, is easily my most played pinball game of all time. Such a good fucking game. As soon as I understood, like, how the table worked, and all the different things and power-ups and multipliers that you could get, oh, I destroyed the high score on a computer at my grade school. Now I'm curious, does my computer actually have that? What did I do to the games folder? It's just fucking gone. But where will I go if I ever want to play Free Cell? Dear Force. Oh well, it's not that important. Yeah, that Space Cadet Pinball also had a bunch of really good sound effects. Well, alright. Holy shit, I think that is gonna bring to a close a long day of streaming. We did it. So, first things first, big thanks to Pog for hanging out earlier and doing some more Ace Attorney. It's been a lot of fun so far, and it's been a lot to wrap my head around. But even if you're just interested in the story of Ace Attorney and you're not necessarily interested in playing it and making the choices yourself, definitely recommend at least giving it a watch, because the story, and the stories, I should say, that are told in that game are really interesting and a lot of fun to sit and think about and try to wrap your head around. So, thanks again to Pog for hanging out and doing some of that earlier. Big thanks to Insane Firebat and the rest of the SRL guys. And good luck to everybody that is going to be in the GT Classic race. Should be a lot of fun. And of course, thanks for stopping by, thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching. We will be back next week with more races. I might be back before then. In the meantime, do some random nonsense. And a lot of Super Metroid Randomizer getting played. Might want to change things up a bit, bring back Aria of Sorrow or something. Who knows? Anyways, thanks again for watching, everybody. Good luck to all those who need it. And I'll catch you next time. See ya!